Izzy, have you ever eaten an eggplant?
No, I don't like them.
So you've eaten them, you just don't like them? See, I love eggplants, like eggplant parmesan. Now, when Meri said that she didn't like eggplants, do you think she was talking about eggplants or you think she was talking about Kody's dip?
I don't know. I had never heard the reference until she made it today.
Because
So,
she said, I've only eaten one and I don't like it.
I think it was a penis reference for sure.
I've never had eggplant ramen noodles. Sister Wives Season 20, Episode 3. We're all about the eggplants. Let's watch.
Remote reality, yeah, that's the key. Unlocking stories wild and free. With the host, side by side. Channel surfers, let's ride.
So today, when we were getting on to start our episode, I went on YouTube and Izzy had 2 comments on her Are You podcast that she did with me. My friend's daughter, Izzy, she's 7. She's been asking to podcast with me. So we did a Are You episode last Friday and she was so excited. And I called her up and she's just like giddy that she's got some comments and everybody said how great she did. If you haven't listened to it, go back and take a listen. It's kind of cute. She's
Yeah,
given some pretty solid advice for 7.
yeah, she was adorable. I watched it over the weekend and I was like, oh, Izzy, she did such a good job.
I think that maybe Meri could use some advice from Izzy. Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
she probably would give better advice.
Well, we start out this episode riding through the US over to Charlotte. We are in the middle of this crazy tornado. The hail is breaking the windshield. And spoiler alert, they make it to Charlotte because Tony and McKelti are in the ITM. So they're going to make it, guys. Don't worry. Christine says that McKelti held up a blanket to keep the glass from shattering in the back. The way the automobile glass is made, though, it has this plastic layer in
Hmm.
between of 2 sheets of glass because it would be very dangerous if the glass broke into big shards anytime someone was in an accident and flew out into the passengers. So the way it's made, it shatters, but the big pieces stay on the glass.
Yeah. I didn't know that until you said that. That tells you how much I pay attention to stuff like that. So maybe they didn't know.
It's definitely not safe to drive with a shattered glass. You want to get it fixed as soon as possible, but it's not meant to shatter into a bunch of pieces. So they decide to pull over to the Best Western. And at this point, I think Christine and David, they say are about 40 minutes ahead, but they just look to see what everybody else is doing. They pull over to the Best Western and find safety, which reminded me a lot of Mike's weather page.
Hmm.
If anybody follows Mike's weather page on Facebook, he has like 1 million plus followers. That is our go-to for hurricane season. We don't watch the Weather Channel. We don't watch the news. Dee and I are like, what does Mike have to say? Because he gives it to you with no drama, just drunk donkey drinking. We love Mike from Mike's weather page, but he chases the hurricanes and he does the same thing. Like he'll go into a hotel area and go inside the lobby and you see like
Hmm.
stuff breaking off and hitting his truck. It's pretty wild. It's like David's dream job.
Yes.
I think David would be really good at it, honestly.
Yeah. There might be something on the East Coast for them after all.
The weather would be sunny even when it was rainy because he's just a ray of sunshine.
Hmm.
All right, Meri. She said that Ron seemed interested and that she has a lot of conversations with guys where they just talk about themselves. Thought
I
I
don't
have
know.
some.
Well, first of all, I mean, in the speed dating situation, I'm sure that people are trying to get as much information about themselves out in that amount of time possible. So that didn't surprise me in that situation. If she means like just in general, well, maybe she's asking questions about them. I don't know. Guys usually don't tend to know what to talk about a lot anyway. So I can see them talking about themselves more than,
Well, as far as the edit, what we see is him ask her what her love language is. And then she tells him, and then he doesn't comment on what she says. He just says minor words of affirmation and physical touch. So he basically reads a question off those sheets that they have in front of him. It's like, oh, he's asking about you and
Mm-hmm.
then telling you about himself. It's
Well,
a
I mean-
first meeting. I don't think it's that deep.
No. Well, that's the reason why I was saying, most people would probably tend to talk about themselves because there's nothing else to talk about until you get to know each other, find out what you have in common. And that's probably the fastest way to do that.
Now let's get down to the nitty gritty. Why does she like Ron? He checks everything off her boxes. He's tall, he's nice
Mhm.
looking, and he has great eyes.
Maybe it's just because he was the only one that actually showed any interest.
But the younger guy did. Look,
Eh,
if we're looking just for good looking and going to Pound Town, who cares how old? Well, as long as they're over 18.
as long as they're legal.
As long as they're legal. Meri's fun girls weekend looked
The
fun to
paint,
me.
paint and wine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a different take on it. I think I want to have one of those kind of parties myself.
Me too. I would love to do it. They're getting together. They're drinking wine. I mean, that's the best part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But Amber apparently showed her a video about a woman in the grocery store comparing vegetables to phallic things. And she knows what eggplant means. Meri knows what eggplant means.
I honestly did not know what the eggplant emoji meant until this episode. I'm so out of the loop.
Mm, I knew, but I'm dirty. So it's probably part of it. Have I sent them eggplant emojis? Yep. Is it like 99.99, 100% tied to jokes? Yep. It's okay though. Christine didn't know. Robyn didn't know. And I feel like Janelle knew. Her kids just said, don't use that, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
I think Janelle knows. She knows about those eggplants. Did you know about the peach?
No, I didn't know about any of the fruits and vegetables being compared to private parts whatsoever.
Has anybody ever sent you an eggplant?
I don't think so. Like, I don't know who would send me one.
So she says Meri says that a peach is a female butt, but it's really anybody's butt. Doesn't have to be female.
Oh,
I mean, my
okay.
dog could have a peach. It's fine.
Let's just draw a whole body with nothing but fruits and vegetables.
It reminds me of when my mom was a middle school teacher. God, that was when I was in college, so 20 years ago. And she said, these kids nowadays, they just say the most ridiculous things. This
Mhm.
one kid today called me a chicken head. Do you know what a chicken head is?
No, the head of a chicken, I assume.
I had to explain to my mom what a chicken head is, just like I'm going to have to explain to you and maybe some channel surfers. All right, what if a chicken is pecking? What is their head motion?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
If you're sucking a dick, what's your head motion?
gotcha.
And I told her, and she's like, oh, that was bad. I was like, do a cocksucker. Gosh,
Poor
just
Mama
learn
C.
something new every day.
Poor Mama C.
Poor me. I had to explain it to her.
I can see you trying to explain that to her.
Meri is embarrassed that they're painting the eggplants because, she has got such a great sense of humor. This is just very embarrassing. Not funny. Not funny at all. Now, what the heck did that one woman draw? It was like a purple background with an orange crying face.
I think she was not going to participate in the penis painting at all. I thought it was just a flat, like, sad emoji or something like that. I don't know.
Her friends and Meri, they don't have the same idea of fun as I have.
No, but I just assumed when I saw hers that she just was not participating in the penis funniness at all.
Why is it crying though?
Because it needs an eggplant? I don't know.
Probably. That makes sense. Dee and I thought it would be fun to draw our own eggplant.
How are we supposed to draw them? Because I did draw, but I'm curious. Was we just supposed to draw an eggplant or were we allowed to put it in place of like
Same
a
rules.
penis?
Same rules as Meri had.
Okay.
All right.
I
So
got
hold
it.
on. Let's get them and come back to show the channel surfers.
Okay.
Okay, do you want to show me yours first or you want me to show you mine?
I'll show you mine.
Your eggplant is a head.
Yeah, it's a dickhead.
Wait, there's more to that picture. Keep going up.
It's his body.
It could be Kody, but I think it has too much hair.
Well, I didn't know it was supposed to be Kody. We were just supposed to be. So I decided to do, since it was representative of a penis, to draw a dickhead.
Well, wonderful. That kind of looks like, hold it up again. It kind of looks like Anthony of Anthony and Minot from 90 Day.
Oh, yeah, the hair.
The hair does. All right. So I saw a picture of somebody holding an eggplant. Can you see it?
At first, I thought it was a damn submarine. Yeah, I can
Yeah,
see it now.
I
Yeah,
can.
it looks like a hand holding a submarine.
Yeah, it's holding an eggplant. I think I made his fingers too small. And the winner is D again.
Sorry.
So between me and you're the winner. But between these people, you know what? Let's go ahead and we'll jump to the big reveal.
Mm-hmm.
So Jen, here's the deal. Meri will show us hers, then we'll show her ours. Mary's was cute. It said dinner time. It had like a brown, almost wooden looking back. It was cute.
Mm-hmm. Dinner time.
Looked like a country kitchen sort of theme. Jen's probably most like mine. It looked like the statue of David, but it had no head, no arm. The other arm was behind its back, so she didn't have to draw hands. I'm not even sure if there were feet on it.
And she drew the eggplant like right where the penis would go.
Right. So for the statue of David, is like, and that's the only thing that was color.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one of the friends drew an abstract eggplant. It was like an eggplant, and then it had splashes of paint on it. Actually, it was really good. Like the shading on the purple part, she did a really good job with the shadowing and making it look rounds, making it almost look 3D. But then it's like she ran all the time because the top part with the green was pretty static, just like Kermit the Frog green. But it looked good.
It was a good
Good
picture. Yeah. They all agreed too. They didn't expect anything less from her.
And then we have the smiley face lady, which
I don't know what that was.
Channel servers, if you have any idea what not smiley, the cryy face means behind the purple. She doesn't like eggplant. I think she missed the point. Like, it's not an eggplant. It's not a penis. It's just a purple cryy face emoji. Missed the
point
of
altogether.
this. Yeah, she's had too much wine. That would be me after like 3 bottles. Like, what's the point?
That's what it's
that
about.
good, though.
Yeah, that's what it's about. She's out of wine, so she made the sad face, the cry face.
And they make us go to a commercial before they come back with Hillary's, which Meri doesn't know how many glasses of wine Hillary had. Hillary definitely understood the concept. I think we need to be asking about cry face person, how much wine they had. Because Hillary drew Kody with the skin headband and the 2 little strands of
curly hair,
curly string or whatever hangs off his head. Drew an eggplant with green curly hair with a lot missing. And then I guess the other one was a cock with curly hair, like a chicken. Like
a rooster. Yeah, but it was shaped like the eggplant too, wasn't it? Wasn't the rooster shaped like an eggplant? Or was it just the top one?
That part.
I
thought it was just the
remember.
top part, and I thought it was just really drilling in that he's a cock.
Yeah, it's like the top one, because she had 3 pictures on one page. So the top one was the eggplant with the curly hair. And then it looked like a bust of Kody's head with curly hair.
And then the rooster. Decapitated him.
And then the rooster. I know. The rooster. And then she had the sign.
So it's head, cock, and eggplant. So it's 3 different ways to say dip.
Yeah. And then she had the little sign that said salty birches.
Which you didn't know what it was until I...
Yeah, I was thinking it was supposed to be salty bitches, but then you showed me the whole salty birches.
So funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
Peed your pants laughing at that page. They have like 17,000 followers though, and they've been up for a year, and we've made more posts in a month than they've made the whole year. So they're doing something right. Maybe it's the mystery. What is this going to turn out to be?
I don't know.
On the road to the Queen City, Charlotte. Everyone was really nice at the hotel that McKelti and Tony pulled over at. And they said as soon as people started leaving, they were like, we're going to trust the locals and get in the car. But they didn't get the window fixed. Because remember, Christine and David were about 40 minutes ahead of them.
Right.
And the next morning, we see them in a different hotel parking lot, and Christine is showing us the cracks on the window. So they just got in the car and kept riding with the cracked windshield until they caught up with Christine and David and decided to stay for the night. I guess at that point, they hopefully called one of those places that comes and replaces the windshield right in your parking lot.
I don't know. I mean, those were huge. Like, it was the size of oranges.
They were huge. Some of them the size of Frisbees because of the like ricochet. Most states, if you have comprehensive car coverage, a lot of them do require the insurance to replace the windshield. I don't know. I don't have comprehensive. If they total my car, that's fine. I drive the old ones anyway. Goes to the junkyard where it belongs. I don't really drive that much though. Anyway, but yeah, they have those places that just come out and replace your windshield in your driveway. So maybe that's what they did, or maybe they went all the way to Charlotte with it. I don't know. Now, the next day, we see David and Christine going out to get coffee, but then he's riled up. He's ready to go find him a tornado. They are tornado chasing. He is on the hunt. And Tony makes an observation.
Yeah. He said that they weren't that far ahead of him. You know, one stop or one, what did he say, poop break, and they would have caught up to them. They would have been together. And I was like, they were 40 minutes ahead. So I'm already doing math in my head. They were 40 minutes ahead. What kind of poop break? What kind of shit is 40 minutes?
He stopped up.
Like,
he didn't eat enough Taco Bell on this drive.
Is he shitting a log? Like, who poops for 40 minutes?
Is he texting? Is he FaceTiming?
God, I hope not.
Is he responding to company emails? Yes, I will get your drywall done. Well, I guess Tony or David, maybe. I don't know. Was Tony talking about himself or was he talking about David?
I guess he thinks a poop is 40 minutes.
No one has set me that far back.
I don't think it has set me that far back.
Kody says, my family's big. We're always in this state of flux. And they're probably going to be moving, so they're packing up for their dream house. I don't think that they're moving at the same time.
Yeah. I think it just ended up in the same episode together.
This has to be some sort of reason why Kody isn't involved here. Now they see this house, which they end up buying, and a little too expensive. So they wait for the price to come down and they make an offer. But the financing is going to require them to sell their other house first. He and I did what we do best. We went digging.
We're nosy.
We are. So it looks like Kody and Robyn bought this house in October of 2024, October 24th. Pulled up some public records, and the purchase price was $2.1 million. The mortgage, they also call it a deed of trust, was for $1,680,000. So they put down about $420,000. That may be one of the reasons they had to sell their house first, is to come up with the down payment. It may be that the lender wouldn't extend an additional $1,680,000 credit to them. The most shocking thing here is they only have like $420,000 in equity in this house.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Also, they took out a 30-year mortgage. Mortgages are amortized. What that means is that the payments up front are mostly interest. It's not going to be until they really hit like little bit in the 10-year mark, really that 15-year mark where you start seeing that principal go down. So they're really making these mortgage payments and it's mostly just going toward interest. It's not even increasing their equity much at all. Even if they sold Coyote Pass and took that money and put it toward this house, it doesn't change the mortgage payment. Now, that would go toward principal. Most of the time you would specify that you'd want that to go toward the like payoff of the loan instead of future interest. And what did they get for this 30-year mortgage with interest? What are they getting?
A house twice the size. It's like 7,884 square feet. It's huge.
Huge. It is huge for their family of 5.
Well, they wanted to have a room for Truly if she came.
A guest room that she can share.
Yeah.
The guest room / Truly's bedroom. It wasn't even her own room.
No, but that's what they kept saying when they were talking about one of the reasons they needed to move was the sadness in the house, because all of these things had happened while they were in the house. And then the other reason was so that Truly could have her own room when
But
she
Truly
came.
doesn't get her own room. Truly gets
She
to
gets a
share
guest
her room as
room.
a guest room. And then they're saying it's closer to the college. It's closer to the girls' church. So are the girls living there and getting their own room? These adult women?
Oh, I was looking at the pictures of the house, and I'm pretty sure there's like a second kitchen in this place and everything. So that wouldn't surprise me one bit if it had like an apartment quarter.
How
Where
many
the-
bedrooms?
I think it was 6. I think it was said 6.
So one for Kody and Robyn,
Mm-hmm.
Brianna, Ariella, Solomon. What's the other one's name? The girl.
Ariel? Did you say Ariel? Ariel?
Yeah. I don't know. The oldest one.
Is that-
Aurora.
Yes.
I guess Dayton's not getting a room because that would be sick.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the adult children are getting rooms. Even though Garrison and Gabe during COVID, they're 18, they need to get out of the house.
Mm-hmm. Double standards.
Under 18, you can share a guest room as your room
Just
because
put
you're
'em in
not
a-
Robyn's kid.
I'm sure there's bonus rooms or something. They could have put them in one of those.
I mean, if the older kids are just crashing, just get some fold out couches for that second huge living room, which
Mhm.
their house on Hash Knife also had a second living room. I know because when that went up for sale, one of my Facebook groups, somebody had it tagged and posted it like immediately. And I went on there and I made a Sims house. So I have examined the heck out of that other house that they had.
Mhm.
I've tried to look at every detail and I recreated it in Sims. It's really good. But that house had a downstairs living room and an
Mhm.
upstairs living room. It didn't have a formal dining room. Look, I mean, this is a 30-year commitment with interest. How much longer are these grown kids going to even be living with?
I don't really think it's the point. I think it's he said what in the last episode or the one before when they started talking about buying a house that Robyn got to pick the house. If we could
As
find
long
a
as it's bigger.
yeah, he said whatever she wanted was what they would get. So I'm assuming this was what her pick was.
Ariella is a little mini Robyn.
Oh gosh, yes.
In the car, she's saying, I'm going to miss the house because of the memories, but I'm going to like the other one. And Kody goes, are you sure? She goes, yeah, because it's bigger.
It's bigger to hide and seek in.
Oh, yeah. The other house was so small. I didn't have room to hide and seek. Okay. This house that they bought, it's a little bit bigger than my in-laws' house. And hide and seek in that thing, the kids don't find you. And it's not even that, you don't even have to be creative to play hide and seek.
Mm.
You can just go sit somewhere in a room, and after about 20 minutes, you hear kids screaming, where are you? And you have to give them hints. You don't even have to be creative. They would never find you. I mean, that could be a bonus for the adults. Maybe that's what Robyn and Kody are hoping is that their kids never find them. But it's not even fun. You don't even have to think about where to hide. And it's not fun when you're playing hide and seek and you have to scream where you're at.
No.
And that's what's going to happen. 4,000 is plenty of room for hide and seek. like double the room that you need, triple the room. We play hide and seek in a 1,400 square foot house at my old house and had a great time and found creatively places that were hard to find.
Mm-hmm. That's what makes it fun.
That's what
It's-
makes it fun. What expectations are they setting for these children?
Yeah.
They're only going to have about 30 days to close on the house. So they're going through the things. What do you think of the dining room table?
If you have a large family, I think it's a good sized table. It would be nice, but the two of them are on completely different pages with this stupid table.
Do you get the feeling that Kody really thinks that this house might draw his family back, even though he's had the biggest house and they don't come to see him anyway? Whereas Robyn's like, scrap that. We don't need a, like,
Mm-hmm.
you see the hypocrisy in this? Let's get a bigger house so people can come visit, but let's get rid of room at the dining room table.
And make sure that there's no room for anybody to stay if they do want to come and stay with us.
You
Because
can
we're
come,
going to,
but you're eating in your bedroom.
yeah.
It's not about the family.
No, I don't think it is either.
Now, I asked you to look up when Christine sued Kody for child
Mm-hmm.
support. That came in September of 24. This house was purchased in October, end of October 24. And it was put into a trust that Kody and Robyn are the trustees of, that was set up in September of 23. It's a revocable trust. I'm wondering if they thought they were being smart and they were going to try to shift assets around so that it wasn't in their name legally. It's held by a trust to try to hide assets from the child support lawsuit. Because that proximity, you get sued a month earlier for child support and then
Mm-hmm.
you put this house into a trust. The proximity alone seems suspicious.
It's a good possibility. I mean, I don't know what the laws are out there if a house is something you can go after in a child support situation, but
The only state that has unlimited homestead is Florida.
okay.
Yeah, we don't practice in Arizona, but in bankruptcy court, the exemption analysis, actually, we don't ever have to claim Arizona, but I have it on my program, so I pulled it up. They've got some really good exemptions, which are laws that protect predators from property. So it doesn't look like, I don't really even know. I mean, they might have like tenancy by the entirety or community property. There's so many rules. I don't know that they could have gone after the house. That doesn't really matter though, Dee, because child support, you hold the key to your jail cell. Your
Mm-hmm.
creditors might not be able to take it from you, but if you don't pay it, they can
Mm-hmm.
lock you up until you do.
Right.
I wonder though how it comes into play in a child support analysis. Child support analysis, though, at least here it's done based on income.
True.
So if you have assets that are producing income, like stock that's making dividends, then the dividends would be part of the analysis, but not the asset. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense to the channel surfers. So yeah, and I think I've looked at the child support calculator in Arizona before, and it's based on income. So I don't know how the asset would play a part, except for what we were thinking, like, could a judgment creditor take it? But really, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because if he doesn't pay his child support,
Mm-hmm.
he's screwed unless he's going to go up to the court and say, oh, I can't pay it. I'm insolvent. And yeah, I mean, that doesn't even make sense either.
I don't know. I mean, there was back child support that she was paid, so I'm assuming at some point he wasn't paying it.
No, that was probably awarded because she brought the action and then she can sue for, and it's limited by state. She might have been able to collect for the 2 years before, for example.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes
right.
sense.
But
Yeah.
it's going to be limited state to state. So yeah, it being in the trust, and it's a revocable trust. My thought is that it was probably set up to basically be an estate planning tool. That's what a lot of revocable trusts are used for. So in place of a will, it's set up so when you die, it can avoid probate, for example. It will go through the trust instead of a probate court. It doesn't make sense to me that it would have been done for any sort of protection purposes, especially looking at the exemptions. And even if the exemptions aren't worth what they were, I did look at Arizona's fraudulent transfers. And again, this is not legal advice, but people always think getting rid of stuff will solve my issue. If I don't have it,
Mhm.
the creditor can't take it. Wrong. Wrong. States have fraudulent transfer rules where certain transactions can be undone, especially if they make you insolvent um, at a time where you have debt. So that's what I was saying. The timing of it, putting it
Mhm.
into this trust right after, while it seems suspicious, it really doesn't serve any purpose.
Mhm.
The purpose of it, I think, is just estate planning. Because even if he doesn't pay it, put him in jail. So,
Right.
and bankruptcy doesn't get you out of child support. You have to set up a plan to repay it so it can get you some time. It can help with other debts so that you're able to catch up on your child support or pay your child support, but domestic support obligations, bankruptcy court doesn't have any power over it. That is the sole power of the family court, sole jurisdiction over domestic support obligations. Which telling the difference between domestic support and property settlement, that's like a whole nother can of worms. I love bankruptcy. Anyway, I think we basically covered the Robyn and Kody stuff. They were moving themselves. They didn't have the family moving them. And when production asked about it, they just laughed.
Yeah. I thought that was weird.
If I had just heard it, I would have thought they were holding back tears, but they were just like smiling and laughing and then said, next question.
It's so
Super weird.
hypocritical. Yeah. It's kind of hypocritical because she's always talking about how she, you know, is not going to have that family that she wanted, the sitting on the porch with the grandkids and stuff like that. So, like, is she glad they're gone? Is she not glad? I mean, I'm confused. I'm
Actions
confused.
speak louder than words.
Yeah, that they thought it was hilarious.
Show us how you feel. They're sitting there getting the kids to come help them move. I mean, just they can't afford movers, I guess. They're stretching it thin with this mortgage.
Well, I mean,
Stretching it out over 30 years.
they're only going to the other side of Flagstaff. Surely it's not that bad of a move that they couldn't do it by themselves.
Do you see how much stuff they have?
Well, yeah, but I mean, hey, we've
Lot.
all moved. We've all moved. We know what it.
Out of a 4,000 something square foot house?
Well, maybe we're just not seeing it. Maybe somebody is moving. Maybe they're moving like the stuff they're going to need, and they've got movers moving the rest of the stuff.
What did
I
you
don't
think
know.
about the whole dolly and the table?
Well, I didn't really see how the dolly would work with that size table.
I thought it could. If you go and you put it on the flat side and put the flat side on the back of the dolly and then
Well,
just
yeah, but
roll
then
it.
how you going to roll it through the door frames? It was way too wide for a door frame, and if it's laying flat on the dolly, then you're not going to be able to turn the dolly sideways and roll it. You're going to have to like hop it through the door frame. Once you got it outside, it would probably help.
I'd figure it out. I'll move something. If
Well, it looked like it was on
move it, I'll move it.
it looked like it was on a second floor. I would have just tied some ropes to it and lowered it down to the first floor. It was
looked kind of heavy,
outside.
though. It looked like it was
It looked
made out
very
of
heavy.
steel.
Yeah, it looked very heavy. It was a pretty good size outdoor table.
What did you think about the ways that everybody found out they were moving? Basically online. He didn't tell them.
Oh, yeah, all of them found out through social media.
I mean, Christina have to eventually find out because, well, unless they meet up somewhere to switch off with Truly.
True.
And then Truly would tell her, though.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else to add to the Robyn and Kody move?
Well, I mean, we didn't say anything about her making a reference to him being a stud.
Oh my gosh. The second one this week. Thank you, Love is Blind, and Nick and Annie. I'll call her Amy. Is this a new thing?
It must
Your
be.
stud is a stud finder? Stud.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I think Robyn's stud finder is malfunctioning.
She was hugging him too. She's like, I got a stud. And she's just hugging him and stuff. And I'm
She's
just
like, I
"Oh,
got a $2 million house.
she don't need no stud.
No. She's got a sucker is what she's got.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess, end it the way Robyn does. Dear God, thank you for this expensive house.
Mm-hmm.
We were
knew
meant to
that you
have
would
it.
find a way.
We knew that you would find a way for us. Janelle is sitting there living on Coyote Pass without running water, but God has blessed them
Mm.
with this house and a lot more debt. Honestly, though, I love McKelti and Tony's house they're moving into in Charlotte. It is so cute.
I did too. I thought it was adorable. It's in a cul-de-sac, and what a backyard. Like, man,
Just think they've been living in the desert, and here's this lush backyard.
green forestry, because it's basically backs up to some woods. It was awesome.
It was
Awesome.
amazing. Just like we said last week, they're about a 4-hour drive from Janelle.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a little gingerbread house or something.
It did. It looked like something that's going to look amazing when you put Christmas lights on it, like at Christmas
Oh, it
time, and
will.
everybody's walking around the neighborhoods looking at the lights.
Little icicles. Now, Dee and I, of course, were nosy, so we had to go searching for this. Yeah, they're in South Charlotte, pretty close to where I grew up.
Definitely close to where we always shopped.
Very, very close
Yes.
to where we always shop. In fact, I was wondering if maybe they had lived on the South Carolina side because of the schools.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah.
schools are like top notch right
Oh,
over the line. That's not for all of South Carolina, but like the best schools in the state. Some of the best schools are just right there across the border, top schools. So a lot of people will live in that area in South Carolina because of that.
Mhm.
But it looks like they're renting. So
Yeah,
Dee
we
and I found the house. It is not in their names. We found the Zillow listing and it looked like it was a monthly rent, which makes sense. They're moving here from the other side of the country. They probably want to get acclimated, find out about this area. They're not even moving to an
Mhm.
area where their family here is.
Right.
Janelle and they're not even that familiar with Charlotte. So it would make sense to come and rent for a little bit to see where you want to be.
Well, they went right to a great area.
They
It's known
did.
for a great area, so they did some homework.
They've got a great realtor. Very cute. And Christine, she's struggling with
Mhm.
losing her baby across the country
And the grandbabies. Yeah.
and the grandbabies.
Yeah, Janelle says all of the grandbabies are gonna be there in the North Carolina with her now. And I was like, "All of them?"
Well, I think Aspen is Aspen pregnant? Is that recent?
I don't know. You
And
said
then
that you thought
David
you
has a big family too. He's got
Yeah.
8 kids, so I'm sure
Yeah,
they
I
have
th yeah,
grandkids.
I think Janelle was referring to their family when
Yeah.
she said
Well,
all
there's
of the
some of
grandbabies
them
would be there.
they talk about the pods. There's some of them in Vegas and some of them in Utah.
Yeah, but as far as grandkids,
They're all between Well, I'm sure I think there's more on the way.
maybe.
Plus, we don't know about David's family. I'm sure David has a bunch of grandkids.
Yeah, but Janelle doesn't have anything to do with David's grandkids. That's what I was saying. Janelle was saying the grandkids would all
Right.
be there with her.
Christine does not feel the need to go to North Carolina.
She does not like it. How can you not like it? Like, I'm
Oh,
sorry. I love our
she's
states.
but it's home.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
And you moved here from Ohio, so
I know. Shut up.
and I moved here from Georgia. So
I still call that home, though. When I go in and visit, it's still home to me.
but this is home to you now. Would you rather go back to Ohio?
Well, I don't. If my kids would go, I would. Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, the majority of my family and friends are all up there. Like, I have best friends since like grade school, and none of them are close to me. So the only time I get to see them is if I travel to them or they travel to me. And it's just getting harder and harder to make that 10-hour drive into there.
We got to make you some new friends.
I have friends down here, but it's not the same. It's not that
See,
connection.
I moved around so much that I don't get it.
Well, you really missed out. That's all I can say. To have friends that you've had since grade school is an amazing feeling.
That's what family is. I've had them my whole life.
Well, yeah, I mean, my sister's the closest thing I have to me now here.
Tony and McKelti are done having kids. Tony is
Mhm.
putting a stop to that. He says, if I learned anything from Kody, it's don't split yourself too many ways.
I thought
Which
that was
comes up because I think I just like totally passed this part. Madeline's pregnant
Yep, Maddie's having another one.
and she's due as the time of this recording, not this one right here that we're doing, but as TLC is airing, filming this, March 4th, which they're like, or March 5th. And I'm thinking, no way is that baby going to be late. This is like her 4th kid. March 5th is the day that Garrison died. And I think it's awesome that they all see meaning in it. But I'm thinking, no way this baby's going to be late. The baby girl came on March 14th. So the baby was like 10 days late.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That was a surprise to me.
Yeah, that's a lot for a 4th baby. Usually they just keep getting earlier and earlier and earlier with each one.
I believe in the signs and everything. And if Garrison had a hand in this, he probably didn't want the birthday to also be a sad day.
Mhm.
So he's like,
That makes sense.
You can wait 10 days. Been nicer to be 10
Mm.
days early, but you
I'm
can
sure it
wait
was
10
for
days.
her.
At least it wasn't the Ides of March, the 15th.
Mhm.
Woo! That's like Julius Caesar at Tu Brute. Beware the Ides of March.
Gotcha.
I'm a nerd.
You are. I'm an idiot. So
No, just a nerd.
it's a book or something, right?
It's a play by Shakespeare.
Gotcha.
Julius
Okay.
Caesar.
There you go.
Um,
Thanks.
and they kept telling him, beware the Ides of March, which is the day that everybody got stabbed.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
It was a tragedy, not a anyway. Tony apparently was supposed to be the stay-at-home dad, I guess, while McKelti had a career, but they moved to Charlotte because hub of chess, which they didn't even say about the Queen City being after chess pieces, but you can kind of see it in the opener. I wonder if they know. I think that's a pretty random fact. I didn't even know it until I was in my late 20s.
I have been in this area since 1992, and I did not know about it until you said something last week on our last episode.
I mean, I've probably only known that for the last 15 years, I would say. So,
He's going
yeah,
to be a chess instructor.
he is. And
I guess
he
he's
has
really
his own
good.
LLC, which is how we figured out where he lives since they're renting and it doesn't come up under their name. We started searching for businesses and we found his business. So, yeah, it's a nice house. It's like 3,600 square feet.
Yeah, it's a good size.
It looks so small in the pictures, but it's a 2-story house. It's
It looks
quite
it
big
looked yeah, it looked small on the episode. It looked much bigger once we found it.
in the pictures for sure.
Mhm.
All right. Well, I think that's all we've got to say for this episode of Sister Wives.
Yeah, I think we've covered everything. I don't have anything written down that we haven't said already.
Well, thanks for listening, Channel Surfers. Let us know what you think about this episode, our episode, Sister Wives episode. Drop your thoughts. If we get any cool feedback, we'll definitely mention on the podcast like we did with Love is Blind the other day.
Mhm.
Tomorrow, we've got 90 Day Hunt for Love. I think we are not Hunt for Love.
The other way.
The other way. And I think we're getting a new couple with a
Yeah, I
20-year
think
age
so.
gap.
Why is there such a difference? Like, why did they wait so many episodes to bring in this other couple?
Because they're probably boring and they don't have as much
Oh,
content
that
to
makes
edit.
sense. Yeah. Okay.
Or it's going to be something just real simple, like, oh, obviously, like there's a problem here. So
Mm.
there probably wasn't enough to drag our attention on for a long time. Wednesday, we will have Love is Blind.
Mhm.
Either both on Wednesday or one on Wednesday, one on Thursday.
I'm thinking probably 2 on Wednesday because we've got some filings later this week.
Oh yeah, we got to work this week. We
Yeah,
got to
we
work
have to
Thursday
actually
and
work.
Friday.
Yeah.
Friday. All right, so we'll see you in the next couple of days, Channel Surfers. Thanks for listening. Make sure you like and subscribe. Let's. I was going to say goodbye
You
and then
go
steal your
ahead.
line.
It's
Goodbye.
okay. Let's ride.